the Dolphins are going to fill the void left by trading Jonnu Smith with Jalen Ramsey to the Steelers by trading for Darren Waller and bringing him out of retirement, and he's going to be the tight end in Miami. Your first blush thoughts on that, Omar?
It doesn't surprise me from this standpoint. Steve Ross is an owner who likes to swing for the fences. I just didn't know. I thought it was a possibility, especially with the connection to Drew Rosenhaus and Waller. I just didn't know if Waller was ready to get back to playing football again, and it looks like he is.
Yeah, I guess so, and I guess that's the Giants' gain out of nowhere is that he wants to come out of retirement and they could at least get something for him. And so he just plugs in where Jonnu Smith is, and we were all wondering where they're going to find a tight end at the top of July with training camp, but there he is, right?
Absolutely. Darren Waller's established himself as an elite player in this league. Most people would know about his substance abuse issue and how he's basically rebuilt his life. And, he's got a great story. Yes, last year he stepped away from football because obviously he didn't find the love for it, went to be a rapper, and now I guess he's back. The rap career didn't take off.
He went back into his lane, I guess, right, Omar?
Hey, who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
Shaq went platinum. You never can underestimate these guys.
I know. And who talks about Kazam right now these days, right, Omar? Nobody talks about it unless we bring it up to Shaq. But at any rate, so that's the news there. Let's, obviously revisit the Jalen Ramsey portion of this. Can you explain why somebody of Jalen Ramsey's caliber got traded away by a Dolphins team that could clearly use him?
Well, Jalen Ramsey, if to best describe him, he's a mercenary. He's a gun for hire. The Dolphins traded for him 2 years ago to make a title run, but they just aren't in that position right now. They are a team that's clearly rebuilding and getting younger. And unfortunately, Jalen and Mike McDaniel or Jalen and the culture of the locker room wasn't a good fit. And the Dolphins feel like they have to change the culture of the team and of the locker room. And that meant that Jalen Ramsey had to go. Now, fortunately for them, they found somebody who was willing to not only trade for him, but take on his massive contract. Most people don't realize this, but the Dolphins are going to eat $18.5 million in cap space because of the contracts and because of the trade and because of the contracts with Jalen Ramsey. So it's not like the Dolphins are taking this victory lap for moving Ramsey, but they're certainly happy that he's somewhere he wants to be and that they also got good value for him in Minkah Fitzpatrick. But, another component of that was the Jonnu Smith. They traded 2 Pro Bowlers for 1 Pro Bowler and a 5th-round pick, and now we see what that second move is.
Oh, yeah, I know the second move being Darren Waller. So I guess Dolphins fans might ask the question, Omar, is how does this make the Dolphins better? How does this make them better?
It makes them better from the standpoint Waller's probably a more accomplished player than Jonnu Smith, who did have a career year with the Miami Dolphins, set franchise records in every category. But he was also 30. Jonnu, really, the situation with Jonnu was the Dolphins were happy with him. He was just under contract for $4 million, and the Pittsburgh Steelers gave him 12. So he tripled his salary in one season by getting traded to Miami. So it's going to be interesting to see what they give up for Darren Waller and whether or not this is something that makes the offense better, because Tua did have a tremendous amount of chemistry with Jonnu Smith.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.